Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. She's already moved on, even from our child. Need support. Some time has passed, but I'm just as hurt and angry as day one. The day I found that my wife was cheating on me with her best friend, who is a guy. My priority remains to be my 2-year-old child. I initially said he could not be anywhere near my child. I have since had to relent because of my lawyer's direction. When I kicked her out of our home, she went to him. She has since moved in with him. I still have to figure out co-parenting with her. For the record, I have my child most of the time. My STBX has been okay with that. It bothers me, but I'm also relieved. Shouldn't she want to be with her child? I don't know if she's too busy with that new life or what, but I'm not going to rock that boat. I've cut out anyone trying to give me play-by-plays of her life. I blocked all her social media and had no contact. I'm still just as hurt. I feel like our relationship was a complete lie. She's already moved on. Does anyone have tips in navigating co-parenting? How she is behaving with your child tells you more than you ever wanted to know about your wife. Okay, you've had to give ground over whether he can be near your child, but honestly, it doesn't sound as if there is going to be much of that going on. What you have now up is valuable time. Your ex is still in an affair fog. She can't currently think straight. She will throw anything and everything under a bus for her AP at the moment. Get stuff done while she is still in this state, because it won't last. That is guaranteed. Get the best deal you can on your divorce settlement. Get maximum custody while you can. They are both cheats. Maybe it's a match made in heaven, but I wouldn't be risking much money on that bet. You are going the right way with having as little as you can to do with her. Develop total indifference. It works for you and drives them batshit crazy. She thought that she was indispensable. That you just crumble and fade. Make her wrong up. Make her very wrong. If you've already hit the gym, keep it going. Be the very best you that you can be. Enjoy every moment with your child. Make it special. Build special moments. Document them, videos, photos, etc. Good luck. I've been documenting everything, and the plan is to get this divorce and custody pushed through as fast as we can. Luckily, she's been amenable to most everything. She even agreed that how custody has been going is fine with her. It's certainly the affair fog, but I'll take it. She's wanting this divorce done ASAP. Great. Use this time as best you can. It won't last. You are going to be just so much better off without her. Good luck again. Take advantage of this. Speed is of the essence. Her AP may drop her like a hot rock once he realizes the divorce is going through, or when the process is about to complete. The gym was so crucial for me. I legit probably would have killed several people with my bare hands had I not had that outlet. The rage I felt was something to behold, and I'm so glad I grey rocked. We got married in St. Patrick's Cathedral in NYC for freak's sake, and my wife still left, basically overnight, leaving me with my sons, 1 and 2.75 at the time. She basically wanted to be single, so she never showed up in court for any custody hearings, so I got custody by default. She was allowed to see them on the weekends at her mom's in the city while I was working, but did so sporadically over the first few years, then just stopped. If I were you, I would take her to court and fight for full custody if you can prove that you can care for him by yourself. Daycare when you're working, or some other form of care, such as your mom or other family member. Have everything documented that she's done to abandon you two and never comes to see him. Yeah, it sucks that my kids really never had a mother for the past 15+ years, but at least there was no in and out and fighting all the time like the horror stories I hear about. Always remember that divorce and child custody are two separate things. Your lawyer should tell you that. Have affidavits signed stating that she rarely comes to see him and abandoned the both of you. Don't reach out to her to try and get her to see him. Let her dig her own grave, so to speak, in the court size. If she does want to be a part of his life, make sure a court order is in effect stating the exact days and times that you both are to share custody. If she just wants to have the girlfriend life again, then let her have it. At least you can have your son every day then. I got lucky, maybe you will too. And, trust me when I say this, he doesn't need a mother to grow up happy and healthy, and women don't automatically get custody. It has to be settled in court. There will be other women in his life like your mother, sisters, etc. Just love him and be there for him 24/7 and it will be okay. My kids are awesome at 16 and 19, and I wouldn't have done it any other way. I've been able to see them grow up 24/7 365 days a year. Giving them daily baths, going to the movies, dinner, breakfast, lunch, etc. I wish I could go back in time and do it all over again. Really miss them being little. Whatever happens, don't scream and shout at her, no matter how cruel and disrespectful she's being. She will use it against you. She may even be recording it to get you in trouble. Your only concern is your son for the rest of your life. Your wife should be deleted to you, gotta put it that way, or the mods will have a fit. Good luck. What happened to your son's mom? What about you? Did you get back in the dating market? She was a prostitute for a while, got beat up and had abortions, had another kid who is definitely going to have mental issues. Even as recently as a few months ago, some guy who kind of fell in love with her called and asked me some questions. Mind you, she left me 15 years ago. He seemed okay, like that kind of guy, so I told him the truth. He told me she confessed to making him drive her around supposedly to tutoring and babysitting sessions, when in reality she was ducking guys for money. And this was just last year. So she hasn't changed. As far as dating, I really stopped trying after she left because I was busy taking care of the kids. I had a widow make a heart attack 6 years ago. I feel fine now and lost about 40 pounds but never really found anyone else. The last few months I've been thinking about looking around, but I still like the gorgeous young things like their mother was when I met her at 37 when she was 22. But now I'm 56, of course I realize I don't have much of a shot with girls in their 20s or 30s even anymore, so unless I just find someone at random I think I'm done. More than likely will be alone the rest of my life, other than my kids of course. God, I missed the touch of a woman, the smell and the feel. Holding hands, waking up in the morning holding someone, so yeah, my wife definitely ducked up my life, but I do have my kids. Wow, leaving 1 and 2 year olds behind is unimaginable. I always thought this was because of severe affair fog. Obviously AP didn't want kids, so she had to leave them behind. However, I would have thought that eventually the affair fog would have melted and she would have missed those little beings. Are you saying that never happened? You have a very interesting story and would love to know more about it. Long story short, she had borderline personality disorder. She was sexually abused from infancy until about 7 years old. Of course I didn't find out any of this until after we had kids, and not from her. Some of her friends and her mother told me. She basically left us to become a hooker in the Bronx. Blowbangs, gangbangs, etc. She was pimped out, beat up, got hooked on cocaine and ecstasy. I saw videos of her on her knees in the middle of a circle of men, etc. I saw videos taken from a phone where a bunch of high school boys rented her out for the afternoon. She was bent over a chair in the kitchen and they lined up and went at it. A few people tried to help her but none succeeded. I lived 60 miles away on Long Island with the boys and couldn't get involved because I had them to take care of. They were my priorities. Apparently, she thought having kids would fix her. She never gave the kids birthday cards, Christmas cards or presents, nothing. She owes me well over $100,000 in child support. Of course I'll never get it, but if it was turned around I would be in jail. I found out she went on to have many abortions but kept one little boy who is now cute as hell but definitely will have some sort of problems in the near future. I've met him many times because her mother tries to get his half-brothers and him together once in a while. Yeah, there's so much more but that's the gist of it. That's a super unusual story. Why did she leave to be a hooker? Did something trigger her? Didn't marriage give her stability and financial support? Didn't you read the story? Sexual trauma from infancy, borderline personality disorder, etc. Find some chump lady. Ultimately you'll find she's not like you. She can abandon her husband, child, family life for some sparkly fun. Can you get things sorted quickly and get majority custody while she's in La La Land? That's the current plan. She's not really disputing much of anything and wants this done sooner rather than later. Is this when I celebrate? Post-separation. Since my ex is in a hurry to have her life with her AP, we are now divorced. I've also gotten primary custody of our child. She didn't fight it at all. She didn't even seem to care. There is a schedule for her to have our child, but I won't hold my breath. I'm happy to be past this stage, but I'm so sad for my child, who is 2. I can only hope I can do enough that they don't recognize their mother ignoring them. I plan to keep her social media blocked. I will admit I peeked recently and it was all her and her AP. It's disgusting. I do hope that falls apart for her. I'm still angry about that part. I need to keep telling myself she isn't my problem anymore. My focus for now is my child and myself. Well, it certainly seems like the beginning of a new start for you and your child. I am about 15 years down the road from where you are now. My ex ran off with her Mr. Wonderful and left the kids for me to raise alone. Here is my advice. Stay no contact as much as possible. Grant her all of the visitations she wants, but never chase her down for it. She calls or she doesn't. She picks up your child for visitation or she doesn't. You are not responsible for her social life or her parental life. If she says she is taking the child for the weekend, then plan a fun outing in case she flakes like she inevitably will. Never tell your kid mom will call at such and such a time, because she will flake and break his heart. I did these things so that when my ex decided to spend time with the children again, AP turned out to be a drug-abusing and physically abusive unemployable hobo. The kids were not scared by years of disappointment and were pleasantly surprised their mother was interested in them again. Love this. What a wonderful daddy you are. Gives me hope. Thank you. Your happiness, and your child's, is more important than her suffering. This will come back to bite her. Wouldn't be surprised if she gets cheated on TBH. Exactly right. Karma is always a bitch. How you get M is how you lose M, so they say. The consolation for you op is that it is highly unlikely that their relationship will be a success. He was willing to enter into a relationship with a woman knowing that she was married and had a child. She was willing to cheat and to throw both her husband and her 2-year-old child under a bus. Happy ever after? I don't think so. The honeymoon period will soon be over and the affair fog will lift. One morning, in the not too distant future, one of them will wake up and say WTF? One thing for absolute certain op. She is not worth having back. I'd go as far as to say that she is not worth having at all. This is when you celebrate. Readjustment is going to take time. You and the little one are going to have to make a new life together. For you, it's going to be a much happier one just by not having her in it. Good luck. I know this is a year old, but you were exactly right. If this is so up, and I'm sure that it is, I am just so happy for you and your little one. I hope that, by now, the mental pain and anguish has dissipated and that you are settled into your new life. Thank you so much for being so kind as to revisit what must have been the scene of a lot of heartache for you, to leave such a positive comment. My thoughts will continue to be with you. Good luck again. I can already picture the level of love bombing she'll be bombarding you with, once the affair fizzles out and her oxytocin high wears off. I'm talking about daisy cutters here. Baby 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 please, it didn't mean anything. I sincerely hope your brain is somewhere else entirely and refuses to take her back, because a parent who walks out on their child's life is definitely not a good parent, no matter how many PS5 she buys to try to bribe her way back in. It may not seem like it right now due to the trauma, but you have won and things will start looking up. Focus on you and your child, work out, eat right, and go North Carolina with her unless it pertains to the kid. Celebrate. I know it's hard to think your child will grow without a mother or knowing that their mom didn't care. You are the one who your kid needs. Why? Because you stayed. Your love is parents' love and that's all the kid needs. I still have the feeling that she will try to return with tail between her legs. My counselor told me that I am my kid's stability even though I feel like I'm dying inside and crumbling at times. They have watched me break down in tears so badly that I couldn't breathe or control my shaking. They have also seen how proud I am of them and how they make me smile. I am their safe place. They aren't afraid to yell, cry, or express their emotions around me because I pass no judgment for it. I have always been a stay-at-home mom. They know that even in this situation I make all my choices with their well-being foremost in my mind. Every day, throughout this ordeal and damn near every day of their lives I have owned up to my actions, been here for them, and been the present parent. Now I have to do it on my own, with the encouragement and support of my friends. My kids will absolutely never be able to say that I walked out or turned away, even when life was tough. And many days it was so difficult and all I could do to hang on. You are a true parent that any kid would be lucky to have. Doing parenting alone is not easy but you are doing it. Thank you so much. I'm glad that everything is finished, and you can start your new life with your son. If you think a little, she never loves you, that's why her aptitude with your son, she doesn't want him in his new life. And that's the best for you. You can reactivate your life with your son easily, and find a real woman, who loves you and your son. Remember from today it is only you and your son. You are counting how are you and your son, I give you something signed. She will realize what she is doing when she sees you with another woman. She believes that you will always be waiting for her, that is why she still does not leave her cloud. Celebrate that you have a beautiful child whom you can love and cherish, who will love and cherish you back. Do everything with love and grace in your words and actions. I totally get that it's difficult at times. You are a wonderful worthy individual with oodles of love, loyalty and commitment to give. You act with integrity and be kind to yourself. The time to celebrate is every moment you look at yourself and say I have got this. The time to celebrate is when you look at your child and feel your heart beat with love for them. You will have enough and you will enjoy life together. Her relationship with the AP will probably end badly and she will be back begging to get back with you and see and care for your daughter. If that happens, don't let her come back. Get counseling and stay strong for your daughter. Eventually you will find the right woman, and remember the best revenge is to move on and have a wonderful life for you and your daughter. My selfish narcissistic ex-wife strikes again. Post-separation. I feel like things have settled more. My child and I have gotten a good routine going. I only text my ex-wife in regards to our child. She allowed me to have primary custody and even though I reach out to remind her, she's not seen our child. Therapy has been a godsend in helping me navigate it. Imagine my surprise when I receive a text from her over the weekend saying she will be stopping by. I thought wow, she might actually use this weekend. Now I hate she lives with her AP but I'm not going to impede my child's time with their mother. She comes and I'm expecting her to pick our child up. No, she's literally stopping by. The reason? She wanted to tell our child in person that she's having a baby and they will have a little brother or sister. I can't help but think she's thinking she's hurting me with this news. Anyways, she says she's busy and has to go. That's it. I was furious but kept it together and let her leave without saying a thing. We went about our day and I doubt I will hear from her much. It only hurts me because of how unfair this is to my child. I'm still waiting for that relationship to implode, which I hope is soon. So, she stopped by to make her child feel replaced and then ghost. Lovely. Selfish people are selfish. It's only a matter of time, brother. When she gets no reaction from you, it eats her up. Rock on. Thanks man. I gave her no reaction and don't intend to. Lol, it's going to be epic. She absolutely wants a reaction from you. What a horrible human being. How did your child react? Are they okay? Wow, you're doing good as a father. I'm glad to hear therapy is helping you. Keep your chin up. It only gets easier from here. Thank you. I hope it's better from here because this has been hell. What an absolute train wreck of an arc. I imagine that she will be cheating on her AP soon after, leaving him with primary as well. The Weather Channel should assign a whole team to track her. Hurricane Susan has moved on from AP to her next target. Watch out people in Tucson. Bar your doors and windows, you're her next target. I found it funny that you picked the name Susan for your joke, as that was the name of my ex who has always and continues to find men, marry them and then slaughter them. She has upped her game the last couple of years and added babies. Good luck to all of them. She's decided to have a replacement kid with her new BF. Children aren't separate, individual beings, just mere extensions of the narc's own personality. They exist only to supply the narc's ego and to have projection thrown at them. Is this why narcs are so incredibly controlling of their kids? Yes, spot on, one of the major reasons. The child reflects the narc's own image in public, so must maintain the perfect facade. The parent engages in psychological abuse in order to gaslight, manipulate and control the child. Control is also a core and basic trait of narcissism. Or more to the point, power. It's because deep inside, they themselves are a scared child that has evolved a coping mechanism that has taken over their persona. The narc abandons their true self, leaving a shell of an ego that has no conscience. Hence the abuse they can easily dish out to even, or especially, those closest to them, without any remorse. Just a correction, the conscience is very much there. The abuse they dish out is justified in their mind, due to the narcissistic injury they receive. And the true self is very much in there, they just don't show it to anyone in fear they will never be understood or accepted. Hence, paradoxically they never are understood. Problem is the presence of their conscience depends very much on whether they are in a narcissistic rage episode or not. There's no facet of remorse, since it is justified and reasonable in their head, retribution to a slight, either perceived or real. The normal mental dialogue is you made me feel pain? Well, I shall do anything in my power to make you feel my pain, or even worse. How dare you make me feel pain? I can verify. Mother is a narcissist. I hate her with every fiber of my being. They will reinforce that you are not a person, that they could do better, you are worthless, physical abuse, whole 9 yards. I'm sorry that someone who should have been the center of your existence is someone you despise. I hope that you're strong enough to go on without her, or at least you have someone of solid character in your life to be the equivalent to what your mother would have been. Well, Duckman, usually the demonization bounces off, but this one stung. Ouch. BTW op, good on you for not showing any reaction. This one visit was tailor-made to shoot you in the chest. Your kid was just collateral damage. Edit. Oh, and you have to make sure you don't let either her narc tendencies or your enabler tendencies rub off on your child. It'll turn out really bad. I can give you examples of Redditors who turned out to be narcs or enablers themselves, when their parents were like this. Holy hell. She essentially told her child, I'm replacing you. What kind of awful human being does that? Start protecting your child going forward. They don't deserve a mother who treats them like that. She is traumatizing the hell out of him/her. Man, be a strong dad. You know who she is now. I wouldn't even waste breath trying to keep her updated. Wait for her to put effort forward. Go totally silent. She is a narcissistic vampire. She cannot feel good about herself unless she can feed off the misery of others. The solution is to deprive her cravings and show her that you enjoy life without her more than with her. How? I'm sure you heard this, but hit the gym, helps with self-confidence, expand your social circle, get into new hobbies, and excel in your job. When you shine bright, it will kill her. Thank you. I have started at the gym and finding new hobbies. I've been focusing on my child and myself. That's all I need. Wow. Just wow. I know, and it's disgusting she's like this. Mom of the ducking year. Does your ex-mil know she doesn't visit your child? She knows, but as with a lot of things, she doesn't get involved with the crazy things her daughter does. It's always the excuses. If and when your ex sees your child, are the visits supervised? They should be, because who knows what damage she could inflict upon an innocent, helpless child if left without supervision. I wouldn't remind her to see her child, that is her sole responsibility. Also, with a new child on the way, the ex may really start to ignore your child, so make sure the child is supported emotionally. Perhaps you could use her abandonment against her legally to further protect your child. This op may well use this to his advantage. Because she knows exactly who her daughter is. She raised her. Ah man, my soon-to-be ex-husband is similar, and his parents are the same way. Sorry you are going through this. I feel for you. So she doesn't give SHT about her grandchildren? Her mother never disciplined her or held her accountable, so I don't expect it to start now. Keep a log of her time spent with the child. This could come in handy later. I have always kept a log since we separated. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night, wherever you are.